Hi, it's Carolyn the Contest Queen, and we are live tonight. We are going to have a guest, Kathy Partak from Nature of the Vine. But let me just change the banner because we are going to talk about Nectar of the Vine and how you can win from them. There's 2 winning opportunities. It's very exciting. So we're going to do sip and win tonight. There we go. And we will tell you how to win. This is very exciting because I've known Kathy for, I think, 2008, right? 15 years. So we're just waiting for her to come in. And let me see. I need to wait for her to see her. But what we're going to do is we're going to talk about her products. Nectar of the Vine. Ooh, I need to change. Thank you for me doing that. I need to flip the camera. That is mirror the video. Oh, that's better. That's better. Nectar of the Vine. So I'm going to show you in real time how I'm going to get my drink from this to this because it looks like a brick right now, but it's not. So we're just waiting for Kathy to come in, and as soon as Kathy's here from Nectar of the Vine, we are going to bring her on. But I met Kathy when I came out with my first book, You Can't Win If You Don't Enter, because you can't win if you don't enter. And she was a master at winning radio giveaways. Phenomenal. I even hosted a mini sweepstakes convention in 2017 in Orange County, California, and she came and gave a speech. I wish I had recorded all the speeches. Yeah, I didn't. What a shame, because I didn't have the recording equipment at the time. Now I do, but I didn't at the time, and it would have been amazing. I did record the keynote speaker, but I just did it on my phone, and I held my phone for 20 minutes, so it's a little jiggly. There's no great sound, but so we'll just wait for Kathy to come in. But what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk a little bit about Nectar of the Vine and their amazing products. They sent me a whole kit. Well, I guess I should have brought that in with me. I'll let her do all the product showing. I've done a couple of videos as I was learning. We're going to give you some tips. And then we're going to talk about how she was such a master at sweepstakes because she used to have a blog called Intentional Winning. Right? Not just winning sweepstakes, but winning in life. And they were living in California. Her family was living in Northern California. And one time when I had won an Air Canada gift card, I took my daughter. We went for 2 weeks to San Francisco because my aunt and uncle lived there, and we rented a car. And we met her and her son at the California State Fair near Sacramento, which was so fun because I'd never been to a state fair. And he was there because Mason had won Chopped Junior, and I know, amazing kid, and he was doing cooking demos at the state fair. So we were in the agricultural building watching Mason. I can't remember how old he was, 14 maybe. I think him and Lane, my daughter, are about the same age. Sounds about right. Yeah, 2016. Yeah, they were 14, the 2 of them. And so he was on stage doing this cooking demo, and we got to go backstage, and the kids had unlimited chocolate milk, and we went on rides, and we did all the things. Oh dear, Kathy's calling me, so I'm going to pause this and answer. Well, that was interesting. That was Kathy. They're still new to TikTok, and she just called me, did not realizing I had already gone live. That's okay. We'll get her in here. We'll get you guys winning, and having some really. Oh, Nectar the Vine joined. Okay, I'm gonna invite. And let's see if I can make her half the screen. That's the next one. Okay. Expand.
Are we there?
Okay, we can't see you. We can only hear you. Oh, there you are. Yay!
Okay, where's our audio here? Come on.
Now, I want to see if I can make it 50-50, or you're just going to be...
Can't hear you. Let me see what's wrong with my... Do you have control over my volume?
I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Oh, no. That's a problem. Oh, I don't want to try and do this again.
I think it's on. My mic is on.
And you can't hear me. Oh, wait. Have you got a plugged-in mic?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can. Okay, I can't
Do
hear
you
you.
have a mic plugged in? You have to okay, because if you plug in a mic, unless you have the headset, you can't hear. Oh no, how do I tell her this? Someone put a comment. Okay, tell me what to do. This is hilarious. Okay, let me see if I can leave a comment. I'm trying to find the comments. Can I leave a comment? No, I don't want to block somebody. Cancel. If someone could put in the comments for me for Kathy to unplug her mic because it's blocking the speakers, that would be great. If anybody can do that, comment, or you can't hear me either now. Oh dear. Okay, wait. Let me see if I can leave a comment. Okay, yes. Unplug mic because it's blocking the speakers. Yes, thank you, Susie. Can you see that, Kathy? Can you see the comments?
I don't have a mic plugged in.
Is not plugged in? Oh. Oh, this is fun. Okay, she can't hear me. We can hear her. And everyone else can hear me, right? Because let me try undoing Kathy and then bring you back. So I'm going to disconnect you and bring you back. Stay there. Disconnect. And now. And then we're going to do her again. Okay, don't have a mic plugged in. Okay. How do I... No, I want to guess.
Are we there?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Again, we're no sound.
Oh. Okay, this is fun. We promoted this whole live.
Now we don't have video. Okay, I'm going to turn video on.
Let me try one thing.
Okay, I'm there.
Yeah, let me try. Let me try.
She's going to put in earbuds. Hi, Jen. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay, how do I get started getting into sweepstakes? Okay, well, that's easy. So first, the first thing you need to do is always read the rules. The second one is you should use a sweepstakes aggregate.
Working out the bugs.
Yeah, we're going to try the earplugs. Use a sweepstakes aggregate. And then just keep entering. And start with single entry only. So now I'm going to raise this up to plug this in. Oh, this is so exciting. Okay, hold on.
I can read.
Okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can anybody hear me?
You want me to get earbuds? I can grab earbuds.
Yeah, what is an aggregate? Yes. Okay, an aggregate is
Okay.
a website that aggregates all sweepstakes into one spot so you don't have to hunt all over the internet. And yeah, I'm really going to need this wine at this point. And I wish I could, like, I'm small and she's big, which is important, but it'd be nice if we could do like a 50-50 split. I think I could if I was on the computer, but anyway. Oh yeah, this is starting to melt. Look, I don't know if you can see that. I was scared because it's like a rock, but she said, "Oh, don't worry about that. It thaws out real quick." I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna trust you. You're the wine lady." Okay, so aggregates aggregate all the sweepstakes into one spot, so you don't have to go hunting all over the internet because most people protection and they're blocked the site, and now I'm bored at work all day. Oh no. Yeah, I know a lot of people that sweep at work. I used to do it too when I was temping. And oh no, she paused. Okay, here we go. She's back.
Can you hear me?
Yep, wine thaws real quick because of the ethanol. Oh yeah. So this is actually not just straight up wine. This is the mixes that Kathy's going to show. This has got ginger and limeade mix with wine and water. And you put it in a special baggie and you freeze it. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
I can't hear.
Oh no.
I can't hear you.
This is terrible.
Nope.
Oh my God, and we can hear you.
My mic is working. So you can hear me, yes? Yeah, okay. Hold up some signs. Ask me a question. Hey, listen, we can improvise with the best of them, no doubt.
Oh my God, this is terrible because I wanted to talk about things and you can't hear me.
I can see you. I just can't hear you.
Oh, okay. And everyone else can hear me, right? Just checking if someone could leave a comment. I'm wondering if we shouldn't restart this. Oh, but I hate to lose all the people that are here. And we promoted it. I said, hey, everybody come to TikTok. We're going to
trying to see if I'm missing something in the settings.
Okay.
My camera's turned on. My mic's turned on. My mic is reading.
She says we can hear both of you. What about the volume? Can somebody say, what about the volume? Did she check the volume?
Let me just talk.
Okay, so I'm going to open it.
Oh, it worked. So nice. I told you. I told you.
Oh,
is it good?
Okay, Jen can hear both of us. Oh yeah, Nathan said volume. Okay, try it again. Put on it, Kathy. Try raising your volume. Okay, so we have a glass here.
All right, she's talking about all the good stuff in the box.
Yeah, joined. Okay, so yeah, somebody just say, Kathy, turn up your volume. Because I can't even get the comments. Kathy, try raising your volume. Oh my God, this is so
Pina
fun.
colada. That's a, sometimes I get the ginger limeade and the pina colada mixed up because they look the same.
Oh.
My volume.
Okay, can you see that?
It's all the way up.
Oh no. I don't know how we're going to do this.
You know, we can pretend it's Toastmasters, Carolyn, and you just give me a thumbs up to talk, and then give me like a midway, like I'm almost done, and then give me a thumbs down, and I've got 30 more seconds to wrap up.
Oh my God. Okay, you know what I might do? I might grab some paper, and I'm just going to start asking her questions.
I should introduce myself. So I'm
Kathy.
just
going to download this and put
Nectar
it on YouTube.
We are a wine slushy company out of Burton, Ohio. It's family owned and operated. This is just kind of some of the background stuff. But what's really poignant today, I think, is that it's International Women's Day. International or just Women's Day. And the company was created 19 years ago by Anthony's mom. Anthony is currently running the company. She was a single mom, and this is the best. single mom. She actually was a school bus driver so that she could be home with her kids after school and during the summertime. And she bought a snow cone cart. And during the summers, she would have Anthony and his brother Nick go and sell snow cones in the town square where they lived in Ohio. And so very, very entrepreneurial driven woman. She has that spirit, and all of us who are entrepreneurial know that drive that we have, right? So she met a man who had another business. He does like roasted nuts and chocolate covered nuts. And they got together, and she was traveling with him doing the shows and fairs and festivals selling these things. And it got old, being sitting on the sidelines and helping him. And she decided that she wanted to do something of her own. She wanted to come up with her own thing, and they both really like wine. So that's where Nectar of the Vine began, was with Carol's desire to make wine more fun, to have some fun with it. So she did. And then they started getting 2 booths, and they started being side by side. She got a slushy machine, and she would sample these slushy mixes, which is what I do now. And the slushy business started taking off, and it started outperforming the seasoned nuts and the chocolate covered nuts. And so Dennis decided to jump on the wine slushy bandwagon. And so they produced their products. We're getting ready. Actually, this is kind of cool as we're coming into an anniversary year. We're getting ready to bring all of the manufacturing of our products in-house. So they are remodeling the warehouse to be able to do this in-house, which is going to hopefully affect a lot of things, create some more jobs. The people who are currently wrapping our bags now, I don't know, did Carolyn show you how pretty our bags are? All of these bags are hand rolled in this tissue paper and wrapped by, I think there's 6 or 8 women who do that. But those women are going to move over, and they're going to now work in the manufacturing plant, filling bags and all of this kind of thing. So it's a really, really wonderful company created by a woman, and she raised young men who have been able to take over the business and continue running it. So we're excited to have a TikTok shop. We're excited to be able to give the product away, because what's more fun than a giveaway? And, I don't know if Carolyn told you how we met, but I have a history of winning, a long history of winning. And I found Carolyn on the internet as the contest queen. And I'm like, oh, this is somebody I need to know. So I think I messaged her on social media or on her website, and she got right on the phone and called me, and we had a great time talking. But my winning has primarily been on the radio. That's where I have won most of my prizes, most noteworthy. I've won lunch with George Clooney and Don Cheadle. I won in my sleep one time on the radio, literally in my sleep. So when you tune in, and Carolyn talks about this all the time, how when you tune in to what it is you want, it's the name it and claim it thing. But for me, Carolyn sees win it or contest on boxes in the grocery store or in signs in retail outlets. For me, I could hear on the radio an unusual sound. Oh, you know what? That's a cue to call for something, right? So I was just so tuned into hearing that, and I used to sleep with my radio on. And I got up this morning, getting ready for work, and I had this real sense that I had won something. Like, did I dream that? And so my phone was on the floor. So from my nightstand on the floor. And I thought, that's kind of weird. Put it back up on the nightstand, got in the shower, getting ready to go to work, but I couldn't shake the feeling. So I went into work, and I told my coworker, Roger, who totally knows my winning history, knows that I could set my intention and win something. I said, I think I won something on the radio last night. He goes, what do you mean you think? I said, because I'm not sure. I told him what I just told you, that my phone was on the floor, and it was just kind of a weird thing. He says, well, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to go to the radio station. I'm going to go to Y92 at lunchtime. He goes, and you're going to tell him you think you won something? I said, yeah. So I did. I went in and I said, hey, I think I won something. And she said the same thing, because that's an odd thing to say. And she said, what's your name? I gave her my name, and she looked it up. She goes, yeah, at 1:37 this morning, you won an entertainment book and a $50 gift certificate to go out for dinner. And she was like, and you don't remember winning? Apparently, I was awake enough to redial, I presume, and give them all of my information. So, but that's still not the best radio winning story. I actually won my husband on the radio. So that we met, won him on the radio. We didn't date right away. We were friends for 6 years, dating other people. And one day just kind of woke up and went, people have seen this all this time. I think we need to get married. So we're celebrating 23 years this year, being married and friends for 6. So winning is real. It's absolutely real. And that's why I love that Anthony is all about us giving things away here at Nectar of the Vine. And we want to continue that. We want to give stuff away every month, different ways, different flavors, and have some fun with it.
Okay, so what we're going to do is right now, if you go to nectarofthevine.com/contest, you can go and enter to win one of 5 swag packs worth over $100. So you'll get 6 flavors and, like swag and it. Oh my gosh, I forgot to put the t-shirt on, but I guess it doesn't matter. I'm so little in this corner here on the live stream that it doesn't really matter. T-shirt.
You're going to have to hold up the sign. This is so funny.
Flavors, all that stuff. So you have to just head over there. It ends on the 15th, so you have a whole week to enter and get over there. Now, if you notice, the little thing says sip and win tonight. So what we're doing is right after this, Kathy's going to post a video, and it's going to be just like an Instagram giveaway. You have to follow the sponsor. Hello. You have to like the post, and you have to tag a friend. Oh, maybe she's trying to fix the sound. Can I switch us? How do I switch us? And I can't seem
messing with my settings, see if I could get the sound.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Anyway, so then, and so then it's going to, oh, you can hear me? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Hallelujah. Anyway, I was just telling him how right after this live, you're going to post that video on how they can win. So they can, it's going to be simple, just like an Instagram giveaway. Follow Nectar the Vine, of course. Like the video and just comment with what flavor. So you might want to head over to their website and check out all the cool flavors, because that way, if you win, because we're giving away 5 sip and swag prize packs, if you win, we can send you the flavor that you want to try. Otherwise, you're going to get random and it might not be your favorite. So and listen, head over. Always like pomegranate.
Oh yeah, it's this isn't like the radio. It's not like you can win only once every 30 days.
If you you could win both. If you are super lucky, you could win from both giveaways, because it is absolute random draw, because I actually designed the giveaway for Nectar of the Vine and I set it up in Gleam and I'm doing the drawing. So it is random. And then I'm going to help them do the TikTok giveaway, because if I'm not available, I want to teach them how to draw. So we use we use comment picker and it is completely random. So if you could possibly win twice, and we would not disqualify you if you happen to win 2 times.
Just get a little more in your box.
You just go, yeah. And the one on TikTok is open to Canadians. The first one is only open to Americans because the shipping is so much to Canada. We have to figure out the logistics of that. But because I'm going to North Carolina at the end of this month, and I'm going to see Kathy, and it's only a sip and win prize pack, it's smaller. If a Canadian wins from the TikTok giveaway, I am going to personally pick up your prize and mail it to you when I get back to Canada. So that's really cool. So you just have to wait a couple of weeks, but that's okay.
We're finding ways to include everybody as much as we can.
I don't think any Canadian's going to be upset about that and wait a few weeks. But they know that I'm personally going to mail the prize. I might even throw a few stickers in there for myself. A few little lucky things from the contest queen. Add to the sip and swag prize back there.
Can't go wrong.
So this is really cool. So I want to tell you what Kathy told me about this stuff. So she sent me this amazing prize pack, and I was so excited. And I felt like an idiot because I did this whole unboxing, and I'm like, oh, look. And then I realized after I'm editing the video, I'm like, oh my gosh, hello, they're freezer bags. Duh.
The adult juice box bag. So this is like the adult Capri Sun, where you make your wine slushy, you put your goodies in here, you freeze it, and it freezes a little more solid than you think it's going to freeze. It just thaws out a little faster. But these will work like little ice packs in your cooler until you're ready to drink them. And you put your straw in the top because the zipper on these things is phenomenal. Like every zipper, anything plastic zipper should have this zipper.
Oh yeah, this did not leak at all. This was amazing. And I like that it was a stand-up. So here's some tricks that I learned from Kathy. Because the first one I made was okay, but she said, here's the trick with the crystals. Melt them in a little bit of hot water first, so the sugar really when I did a video, I didn't want to say my Capri Sun and get a violation.
Well, I didn't. We wouldn't violate you. I don't know if TikTok will, but I call them adult juice box bags. But
Yeah.
yes,
So so the next one, this one, I melted the so what I did was I put this on the counter because it has the nice stand bottom, and because I know myself, I put a funnel in it because I didn't want to make a mess because I thought that's something Carolyn would do. So I put in the mix.
Mhm.
Then I use the same glass to kind of eyeball a third of a cup of wine, and I poured it in. And then I topped it up with water and zipped it up and gave it a good swish, and it left it overnight. So this is fantastic, except I put it in the thermal cup, which wasn't really smart, so it's not melting super fast.
You put your thermal cup in the freezer.
No, I just put it from the bag to this, but
Gotcha.
of course,
Okay,
silly me.
Here's your next little trick. So do you have some open wine?
Oh yeah.
Just pour a tiny bit of wine in your cup and stir it.
Well, it's in the fridge. I'm not going to go out there now.
Well, you could.
We live in a small house, and there's like things going on, so I'm just going to leave them be.
Well, I'll show you one. So Kim, she spilled
Yeah.
2/3 of a gallon of a bag of very berry raspberry margarita one time. Oh yeah, I would be real upset too. Man, I feel like I should just send you another raspberry bag just for that. Except that you had your booze in it, and that's really the alcohol abuse right there.
Oh, yeah. And I saw your videos, Kim. They're so fun because yeah, this stuff is great. Like I knew what I loved about this is when Kathy messaged me, I knew what she was doing. I knew it had to be good because Kathy would not work for a company if their products weren't top notch. So I'm like, oh, I didn't even need quality control. Kathy is quality control.
Kim, your little mini Ziploc bag or the big one?
Oh, it might have been the big one.
Because I can't imagine the little mini one broke. But the big ones, although Kim, you don't use our bag. You use a Ziploc bag, don't you? So this is the bag that when you win anything from us, you're going to get this bag. And
the gallon size bag, she says.
yeah, so
that
this
one.
has the instructions for how much water, how much wine, and for how much liquor.
Oh yes, I use a freezer bag.
These are better than probably the Ziploc, but let me show you what I do. Hang on a second.
I was going to say the other thing you can use, and Kathy's going to show us, is something that isn't going to spill. You gotta love your Rubbermaid and your Tupperware.
Seriously, I like it because you scoop out what you want. This one's got a firm lid on it. I got my fingernails. Okay, so I tell people at my show, I say this is going to freeze harder than you think, but it's going to be icier than the way it comes out of my machine. When you taste it at my show, I'm using a slushy machine, and so the mix is just tumbling on the freezer barrel.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's super smooth, and I tell people, look, it's not going to be just like this, but it's okay because it's still going to be good. Check this out. So got my flour in my bee glass. Catherine Howard does this. She does custom glassware where she embosses, and she did these for our, I don't know if you can see that, 22 years, our 22nd wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
We're the flower and the bee. I like
Because
to
he always brings her flowers, so he's known as Flower Dave.
He is. I like to lift up my other women businesses because you know what? A lot of women talk the talk about lifting each other up, and not enough of them follow through. And I want to be known as one of those women who follows through. So, Catherine Howard, she does some amazing glasswork. Okay, so not as smooth, right?
Okay. I'm just using a spoon.
I told you to go get some wine, but you know what my poison is.
I know, but I wanted to stay here.
And
and I'm bringing her.
Literally, just the tiniest amount. That probably was a third of a shot. But
And I'm bringing Kathy some Ontario white wine for her personal use. You're not allowed to take it to the booth.
all right, so it's really hard to see, but this totally, that little tiny bit of tequila that I added in there just smoothed that right out. And it tastes so good. I love the blood orange.
Oh yes, that was the first one I did. And my daughter doesn't drink, and she was looking, and she was like watching me do all this stuff, and then she realized there is virgin cocktail instructions on the tags, and she's like, "Oh, I think I'm gonna try this." And so you can use water, but afterwards, if you want to make it a little bit foamy, you can always use a little bit of soda. Like you can put some 7-Up or Sprite or club soda or something if you want a little bit of extra.
This one I didn't give enough time to. I didn't make it early enough. It's slushy enough to enjoy. This is Granny's apple pie. Granny's apple pie is
I am so waiting to try that. I'm so excited about that one.
Special because you can do this one with wine or with booze or just with water, right? But the bottle of wine, bottle of water, and then you can float a little fireball on top. Or
yummy.
You could float a little bourbon on top. Or if you do this with just water and you don't do the alcohol and you still want to have those little mix-ins, use your coffee flavors. You can do salted caramel vodka or you can do salted caramel Torriani syrups. That will mix right in with these. That's so good. So this isn't quite frozen enough, but
I'm just wondering how they would taste. Like the Granny apple, I'm like, I wonder if it would mix with coffee. Have you ever tried it with coffee?
No. You know what I would mix with coffee though is the chocolate. I would do the chocolate martini with coffee. Or with peppermint vodka, hot. Or with just regular vodka, regular chocolate martini. I would like this.
Oh, this is exciting. So, see, this is the thing. I only got 6 flavors. I'm going to get the rest when I show up. But, it's fun to create new things. And you know what's nice is after we were, like Ontario had some of the longest lockdowns in the world. We were so happy to start entertaining again and hanging around people. And we have a pool in the back, and, we'll have people over in the summer. So now, look out.
We'll set you up with lots of those juice box bags.
I made George buy a deep freezer for the garage. So we have one now, and I'm going to get some of those Rubbermaid containers because I don't trust bags in that freezer. But if we're entertaining a lot, I'll make a jug's worth.
I use the bags, the mixing bags sometimes when I have more left in my machine than I really want to dump out.
Mm-hmm.
I will use those bags, and bringing them home in my cooler, they do sometimes leak. And there's a lot worse, but it really sucks to have to clean frozen, sticky stuff out of your freezer.
We need to find booze buckets.
Well, Nectar of the Vine's working on some things. They're working on some things to be available in stores that you don't have to buy online. We do have a TikTok shop. If anybody wants to pop over and visit, follow us.
Oh.
And if we get any orders, well, I'll even say on our TikTok shop following this, I don't know, all weekend. Any orders that
Oh,
come in on the TikTok shop all weekend, I'll make sure that they throw in juice box bags.
yeah, Kim, I don't think you actually met Kathy. She said that's where I tried the pomegranate at a festival where there was a slushy machine. She says I haven't. She says I have a regular rotation of 3 flavors, and then she adds in a couple of extra flavors in the summer. She says
Yeah.
I use my Ziploc bags because I make freezer margarita bigger than the bag calls for.
She
Ah!
does. She mixes all the stuff in. She doesn't just do the wine and water margarita, not at all. But
Oh my
she
goodness, that's so
she's extra.
fun.
Tim is extra in all
Yeah,
the
we got to get you a booze bucket. You know what? If I ever see one on my travels, I'm gonna buy it and send it uh to Anthony as a sample that he should get their logo put on it. But you don't have to be a wine drinker. You can mix anything, or you can even have them virgin. Like I said, my daughter wants to try the peach mango one, and as is, and then um, I said if I wanted a little fizzier, I'm just going to add some 7 Up to it. Like we don't have. You can do it for all the kids. And they would love it too because they feel special when you're having a whole family gathering in the backyard, and in the summer, and the adults are all drinking these fun drinks. If you have them for the kids too, like the plain ones,
well, popsicle mold.
yeah, the kids love it because they feel like, oh, we're like the grown-ups. We have our fancy drinks.
Yeah, and add some fruit to the popsicles with the mix. Okay, come over here, Mr. Bourbon Guy. So Dave's my bourbon aficionado, and he's not had the Granny's apple pie with the bourbon. It's not all the way frozen. Here, you pour.
Yeah, she put it in the freezer a little late.
You pour in what you want, and you taste it.
What is it?
Oh, my
Bourbon?
freezer margarita recipe came from a Nectar of the Vine rep. I took a picture of her chalkboard.
Got my bourbon shirt on too. It's brown.
Whatever. How is it with the bourbon?
It's good.
It's good. This is the guy who originally said, "Don't bastardize my bourbon." All right, well, you can have that if you want, or you can leave it. I want to know what you thought. He's good.
He's taking it. He's leaving the show with the glass. Bye. He's not leaving the sample.
Yeah. No, so it's a good one. It's a good one. Yeah, Kim's not a wine girl. She does all of our things boozy.
That's okay.
She's bougie and boozy all at the same time.
And that's okay. That's what's fun about this. So that's why, okay, so this is how Kathy got me involved because because she's not busy enough. She's taking a social media course. And, if you know anything about marketing, it's a full-time job, and they already have someone doing, all the other socials. So Kathy said, hey, let me take over the TikTok so that, because it's so much on one person's plate. Let me do the TikTok. You focus on the Instagram. I'll focus on the TikTok. We'll tag team this. We'll make both get bigger. Karen's like, good idea. No, Karen. I was about to call you her Kathy, you Karen. The two Ks, the two Ks. So I said, okay, but with TikTok, you can't go live until you have 1,000 followers. And when Kathy talked to me, I think at one point I looked, they had 30. Then I looked again, they had gotten up to 100. It's still 900 away from going live. And Kathy and I have been in marketing long enough to know what's the funnest way to drive traffic to your site, and that's giving stuff away.
That's right.
She knew that, so she messaged me because we've been friends for 15 years now, and said, "Hey, you're really rocking it on TikTok. So I can go live. Let's help us get to 1,000." So because I also have a sweepstakes marketing company, I put together a proposal of everything I was going to do to just pump up their business, and we're halfway there. So I'm really excited about that.
We are pretty down to earth. Thank you for noticing.
Oh, thanks. I think so. And so if you want to read more about them, so if you go to my website, contestqueen.com, and scroll down a bit, their giveaway is featured right on my homepage, makes it easy for you. Also, my own little pitch, if you want to learn how to win sweepstakes, I'm giving away 25 seats to my next sweepstakes masterclass. Does Instagram drive traffic to TikTok or the other way around? A little bit of both, depends on what you're posting.
I think the real thing is engagement. I think, in fact, I saw a video today a woman posted, and she said she felt like she got shadow banned, and she thought it was really funny that she got shadow banned when she only had like 88 followers. But she said she was posting videos, and she was in the, like most of us when we start in the 200 view jail. But she went to one of her followers and just asked him to repost it. And she said as soon as one of her followers reposted it, it shot up to 200 very quickly, and then 300, and then 400. And I think that is exactly true, because it's social media. It's engaging, it's interacting, it's communicating, commenting, sharing, that kind of stuff. And I think that really does help. So certainly feel free to browse any of our videos, or if you make a video, tag us. That's another thing, talking with Carolyn and talking about different ways we can give things away. I want to give things away just because you're talking about us. I want to search Nectar of the Vine on social media and find somebody who organically mentioned us and reach out to them in a DM or comment on their post and say, hey, thanks, I want to send you something. I think that is just so fun.
Fan of the month or fan of the week.
Yeah, just to be recognized for, saying, hey, I tried this, I liked it. Or, I met that crazy redhead at a show, and she was giving samples, and I bought wine at the show, and she offered to fill my glass up with the pomegranate in my wine glass. So I got a real wine slushie. I mean, it's just fun. Life is too short to be taking it so seriously all the time,
Yeah, tagging before it was a thing. So that's why it's fun. But that's the thing with social media. Like, they're working on their social strategy. Like all small businesses, you've got to start somewhere, and just keep posting. That's what you got to do. You got to keep posting, keep people showing people stuff. And one of the reasons we want them to go live is because we've seen a lot of creators do this, and they will set up their phone or camera or whatever at the booth and just go TikTok live and let it run and talk to people as they're serving samples and things. And I think it would be so fun. And eventually, we talked about doing those party favors where instead of, at a wedding where they have a selfie booth, they're going to have like cocktails and products and hashtags and big ones that you're going to hold up, and like you can do selfies with them at the booth. It's going to be so fun. So what they're doing today at the beginning of we're almost at the end of the first quarter, but what they're doing at the beginning of the 2024 and what the end of 2024 is going to look like for engagement at a booth, what they're doing on TikTok, what they're doing on Instagram is going to look so different. And it's so exciting that this year is your year of growth and change.
Yeah, we want to invite, people like Kim and, SJ. I don't think she's on this live, but there are people. Kim says she was tagging before it was a thing. And it's true. She was tagging Nectar of the Vine when the TikTok account was created, but nobody was managing it and nobody was engaging on it. And so, that's one of the first things I did was I went back and looked, who's talked about us, and reached out and said, hey, let's work together. We're figuring out this TikTok shop thing. It's a challenge. It's not been easy.
Yeah, and I can't even help her with that because I live in Canada. We don't have TikTok shop.
And that's okay. It's just a matter of figuring it all out. So do we want to make a drink? Do we want to do something in the blender and see how to do it?
Oh yeah, why don't you do that?
Okay. What do you guys think? What should we make?
Well, I was talking about that peach. You have that peach mango one?
Oh, I do have peach mango. Problem with peach mango right now is that TikTok hasn't allowed it in the shop.
Oh no. Yeah, we're working on it, Kim. Kim, is there a place to find a list of where Nectar of the Vine is going to be, like at festivals? Yes, it was one of my recommendations as a marketing consultant that they need an event schedule on their website so people know where they can go find them so they don't necessarily have to order online. If they happen to be near them, they can just go and buy from them directly. So that's one of the things that's going to be added this year. I don't know exactly when, but yes, an event schedule is going to be added to the website along with their socials, um, that kind of thing. Why don't you explain the kind of events your company goes to?
So let me start here. So these are the bags when I said we have 8 people who wrap these bags in tissue and stuff them in our packages. Our packaging may be changing this year for the better. It'll be a little different, but they come in the packages, and we're gonna do the peach mango. We're gonna do it with tequila just because I have it open here, and I will talk about events. So I'm gonna put this in a Pyrex cup, and I boiled some water before we started. So we're not going to do a whole bunch of water, but the reason for the hot water is we're going to treat it like Jello. So we're going to dissolve this. You know, everybody's made Jello, right? Because even if you don't eat Jello, you've all made Jello, which, by the way, you can also make Jello shots with Nectar of the Vine mixes.
Oh my God. I didn't even think of that. That's such a good idea.
That's Dave's brainchild. But the reason that I like to treat this like Jello and mix it in the warm water is because how many of you guys have made a cocktail in the blender, a frozen cocktail, and you get your ice in there and you hit it on high and it's mixed, but when you pour it in your cup, you get the gravel, right? You get like the pea gravel of the ice. Doing this and dissolving this in this warm water, when we pour it over the ice in our blender, is going to help eliminate that pea gravel. It's going to smooth it out, much like it is in my machine when you taste it at a show.
I love that we're in your kitchen doing a straight up demo.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I was telling them before you came on while we were waiting for you that Mason had won Chop Junior, and we had gone to the state fair and watched him do the demo, the cooking demos. And I can see the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Well, I will say it's a lot nicer being able to do a demo in my own kitchen, because when you do a demo on a cooking stage, something invariably goes wrong. You've forgotten something, power doesn't work, a food processor is missing a piece. So at least doing it at home, this is much, much easier. So Carolyn, do you have a tag in front of you for one of our products?
No, you know what? I have to admit, I brought nothing into my office. I wasn't even thinking about it. And I can't even text anybody in the living room to bring me the box. Maybe I can. Maybe I can. Maybe I can mute it.
No.
Hang on.
I did
You talk and I'll yell.
because on our tags,
George.
no, you don't need to. You don't need to. On our tags, we have the instructions. I also, in my booth, I have instructions for these little tips, right? And so for the liquor slushy, it says you add 1.5 cups of your liquor of choice. So, you know, when we're making our cocktails, this is my friend. I want you guys to know me, my friend Jose. And it's appropriate that we're doing peach mango because, you know, Jose and Mexico. So we're going to do 1 cup for sugar. Just like this. Got our ice. Now, it's a 1/2 cup, but, you know, like Karen, I'm a little extra too. You know, got a little more, not quite 2 cups. Because that's strong, and not everybody likes it that strong, and I get that. But this is going to be loud for a second. Get everybody mix. Now, here's our peach mango. You can see on the bottom there, it's not quite all the way dissolved. My water was not as hot because we've been sitting here yabbering. But that's okay. This is dissolved. Pour that baby in. Then I'm going to add just a little bit of water. This is going to help get the rest of our mix out of there. Now cover your ears so it's really loud for a second. Carolyn's still scratching at her ice slushy.
Ooh. Oh no, we're starting to lose her sound. Maybe her phone adjusts for noise levels.
Yeah, well, it's the price you got to pay, you
Oh,
know?
it did that. Your phone turned down your volume when you had the blender going.
Did it?
Yeah, how crazy is that?
It's an iPhone 15. That's kind of cool. You don't always
Wow.
you don't always
Schmancy.
you don't always get to know how it's going to go. So this is not as slushy. We could put more ice in it, but they don't all have to be.
No, it can be frosty.
Man, that is so good.
Oh my gosh, that looks delicious.
I wish I had an umbrella for my drink. I do. I did
Do you
start
have those kind of things on the booth? Do you have all the fun things on the booth?
like little umbrellas.
Yeah.
Um, Hang on, I'm having a moment.
Okay, so while she's drinking and enjoying her cocktail,
Yes, I do. I do
let
sometimes.
me explain to people a little more about the hobby of winning and why we love it so much. It's because I think it's the funnest way to engage. Because somebody says to me, well, these can't be real. Why would companies give stuff away? And I have some marketing books going back to the 1930s describing giveaways as a marketing tool in the 1900s. And I'm not talking 1900s like 1990. I'm talking 1900s like 1900, 1910, 1920. Companies were having huge giveaways for prizes. So it's such a fun tool to get engagement and to get excitement. Now, I do advise companies, just don't have a giveaway willy-nilly, have a purpose. And so the purpose of the giveaways that we're doing right now is because we want to get Nectar of the Vine to 1,000. So when Kathy's at a show, she can go live and tell the world about how awesome their products are and especially with the summer coming, how much fun will these products be in people's hands? Entertaining.
Here's something interesting exactly about what you're talking about, Carolyn. So, Anthony has been working with some marketing companies to help with the whole internet marketing. And one of the companies was working to help boost their SEO, their search engine optimization. And they weren't really getting a return. There wasn't really much happening. So he started talking to this other woman, and she said, search engine optimization is not going to help you because people don't know to look for you. And this is what I'll tell you being in my booth. I get two kinds of people who come up to my booth, people who know us and they're back to buy more, or people who walk up and they go, oh my God, wine slushy, what is this? I've never heard of this before. What good is search engine optimization if somebody doesn't know to look for a make at home wine slushy mix? So it makes perfect sense to give this away and to share it. And one of the things we just did, and I know Kim was a recipient of that, is we sent out PR packages, and it didn't matter if you had 30 followers or 300 followers. There was nobody with, I don't think, over 1,000 followers in our group. But the fact of the matter is, if you're talking about this and you like it, you're sharing it with your followers or your people. For the most part, we all start with our people, right? And then it grows beyond our people. So yeah, the whole thing was to put it in your hands to let you try it and taste it. So then you would talk about it and you would share it. And then we keep giving things away because we want to play because it's fun to win.
Well, that's one of the reasons I like TikTok as a marketing tool, is because it shows your products and services to people that have never heard of you.
Right.
Right? And so we have to one of these days Kathy's going to go viral. I'm going to do some, when I go down and we hang out, I'm going to give her a little TikTok class, and we're going to hang out, we're going to do some videos. And right? Kim says she's been hooked ever since. And that's the point, right?
But
When you have,
because she was an early poster.
yeah,
Kim went to the booth and bought. She's the person who comes up to my booth and goes, "Oh my God, I'm so glad you're here."
But that's the thing. When you have a quality product, people will talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully, in a good way.
Right. Although no press is bad press.
That's true. So I've got a sangria here. It's funny in that you said the packaging might be changing. My sister used to work for a packaging company. I could totally see um, your products in her packages.
So the
Because
packaging,
the packaging she used to sell was very close to these types of bags, but like they would be foil, and you'd have the picture that you have on here would be on the front, and the instructions would be on the back.
that's what we're going to. Are we working with your sister?
I don't think so. She left that company because the commute was too
Hmm.
far.
But
She
that
started with them during the pandemic, so she worked at home, but then, a 2 hour commute was like no fun. So,
what you described is what we're probably going to be going to. And the reason that we're going to be going to it is that this packaging, as pretty as it is, and it makes a beautiful gift basket, it doesn't travel very well. It gets damaged easily. It's labor intensive to do, right?
good start,
So
though.
say again.
Good start.
Yeah, no, and it's been this way, and there's been a real dilemma about people love the packaging, and so it's really hard to change it. But here's the thing: 90% of the people that come up to my booth have never heard of us before. They don't know that they don't know the packaging. So if we have different packaging,
Yeah, I think if you did packages like this, not clear obviously, but the foil ones, right? The silver ones
give me a second, I'll show you a picture of it. Hang on.
with this picture on the front and all the instructions on the back, I think that'd be great. The other thing that's really cool that everyone should know is that this is actually made in America. Like, this isn't imported from overseas. This is made here in America, in North America. Yeah, isn't that awesome?
So yes, and so it's it's not the same boutique feel of the tissue wrap bags, but it's going to travel with us better. For
That,
sure.
and it's better for store shelves if you get into stores.
And that's in the works as well. We're working with a company for distributorship. So yeah, so it's so funny you described it exactly.
Right. Jen says that was another big seller, made in the USA. Because while you were getting that, I was saying that that's one thing you should check on the label, is this isn't imported.
No.
And that's so important. I mean, it's important to me.
It's important to you.
Imported to
It's
me.
important to you. Yes.
Yeah. But
Yes.
it's still made in North America, like this side of the pond, as they say, right? So,
Well, and like I said at the beginning, we're going into you're going to start seeing behind the scenes footage of Anthony and the team in Burton, Ohio, renovating our warehouse space to be able to actually pack the bags.
yeah, if you can set up a camera and just film. Have you ever seen those reno videos where they speed everything up? That would be such a cool video to show the evolution of the plant as it grows. Tell them to go buy a GoPro. Stick it in the corner.
You need a couple of them. You need a couple of them because somebody has to stay on top of memory cards and
Yeah.
batteries is the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Right? Oh, I used to work in a food factory. This is so interesting to me. I have never worked in a food factory, and I find it interesting. It's just what I like is, first I like that the Carol, was it Carol, right?
Carol,
Was tagging along with her husband and was like, "Nah, I'm gonna do something." And then her business totally eclipses his.
I think we should invite Kim on. Let's hear what.
Yeah, let me see. Can I do that? Invite.
I think you can.
I can.
Kim?
I think it's kind. Is she okay? Maybe she's sitting there in her jammies.
I don't think she cares. Kim strikes me as the kind of woman who will show up no matter what.
I think we have voice. Can we hear you?
I have no idea.
There
we can hear you, but we can't see you.
Let's hang on a second. There we go.
You might not want to be seen.
Well, shoot. I'm sitting here at the kitchen table working on a quilt for my granddaughter.
Oh, so sweet.
I got a phone holder. I gotta get it.
Tell us about your food factory experience. Was it like Lucille Ball and Ethel in the chocolate factory?
Not even
Yeah, if
close.
you can mute, is somebody watching TV?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Hang on a second.
Yeah, it's too hard to hear. But I want to hear all her adventures.
What am I muting? Hang on a second. I'm looking for it.
I know, but if you mute him, you're going to mute you.
No, she's muting the TV. Oh, she's muting her.
So,
Screwing it up is what I'm doing.
Oh, there you go. That's so funny.
You want me to do this? Oh, I don't know why you want me to put this in the garbage. The way my house is laid out.
I know, that's why I'm in my office, because our house is very small too. And if I was in the kitchen, the living room, the dining room, and the kitchen are basically one big room.
Where's my earbud? I was trying to find my earbud.
And George is sitting out there watching TV, so I'm in here squished up.
Well,
I put my drink on a plate so that I wouldn't get my desk all wet.
Yeah, well, my TV is like right beside the kitchen, so I'm getting all the volume from the TV. And I'm not about to ask him to turn it down. Hang on a minute.
Oh, well, maybe you could go to another room. Anyway, it's so fun.
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
But this is the best hobby. We're going to have to get you into sweepstaking.
Oh goodness. Well, my food factory experience is I worked for a big company. We made the Hunt's brand tomato sauce and pizza sauce and
Oh, wow.
and that kind of thing. And we also made the Van Camp's brand beans. We made Hunt's ketchup. That the ketchup and barbecue sauces was what I did.
Cool.
Yeah, I worked there for like 15 years. It was a lot, and they closed the plant down about 2.5 years ago now. Moved the products to other plants and shut us down. So, but yeah, I could tell you some stuff.
Yeah, we had that happen in Canada. Heinz ketchup pulled out of Aylmer, Ontario, and there was a huge outcry. And French's mustard, I don't know if you guys know who French's mustard is.
Yeah.
Well, they took over the factory and started making ketchup with what they, labeled. They put tomatoes right from Canada right on the bottle, and they couldn't keep ketchup on the shelves. People were just leaving the Heinz and buying the French's, because French's saved all those jobs, because basically everyone that was in the factory would just move to companies. Like they just had their jobs back with a different company.
Yeah, they were grandfathered in.
They were grandfathered in. It was, why wouldn't you want to work for a company that, wants to keep businesses here? And
right.
And I have to say, I like their product better. So
nothing wrong with that.
There you go. And I'm like, oh, so I'm supporting local. And that's the other reason I really like this, is because it's local to Ohio. But okay, so explain to me, Kathy, how you found them working where you are, and they're in Ohio.
have I found what about that?
Like, how did you get the job? Like, how did you find they were looking for a rep? And
I was doing something else at a show where there was Nectar of the Vine rep, and I think it's the rep that Kim bought from. Her name is Bernadine. When you mentioned the chalkboard, because Bernadine had chalkboard recipes in her booth, and she was next to me, and of course she's feeding me, free wine slushies while I'm doing the other job. And
that's what I would be doing. Here, try this one.
That's right. She's watching how hard I'm working, and she's like, so tell me, does this company pay you? How do they pay you? I was commission only. Oh, do they pay for your show? Yeah, they pay for the show. They pay for your travel? No. They pay for your hotel? No. They pay hourly to be in your booth? No. My company does. You should come work for my company. You'd be great at my company. So I said, no. I'm not that easily swayed. I'm not easily swayed. Anyway, we exchanged phone numbers, and I called her, and she answered the phone. And I was actually calling to get the job information for a friend of mine who was working with the same company I was working with, and he needed something else. And she said, I can't talk to you. I said, well, why can't you talk to me? She said, because I'm trying to steal you from that other company, and it's not ethical that we talk. I said, first of all, you can't steal me if I want to leave, right? It's, that can't happen. I said, but I want to refer Tim. And she said, well, you can refer Tim. She said, but you need to talk to Anthony. You need to talk to my boss man because he's good people, and you need to talk to good people. And I will tell you, I did talk to Anthony as a condition of being able to refer Tim. Tim and I both went to work for Anthony at exactly the same time, training with
Oh,
Bernie.
get out.
And I will tell you that these people are the nicest people I have ever worked for. And I say it in my booth all the time. I'm 57. I've worked for a lot of people. I've worked for family and I've worked for corporate. I worked for Disney. Disney was one of my worst experiences ever. And I will just say that these people are who they say they are. And I could not wait to introduce Carolyn. And I told her, I said, you are going to love Anthony. And he loved her.
Oh, he was so fun.
These people, they love their customers. They love that we go out and sample the products. They love that, when Anthony, he was sort of, I think he was in awe of you, Carolyn, and all the things you were bringing to the table, because I couldn't quite read him. And when we got off the phone, that's exactly what he did. He was like, oh my God, this is so fun. And she's so fun. And this is going to be a blast. And
Yeah, I'm very excited for all this, and I love that we get to do giveaways because, that's one of my favorite things. Like, I don't just okay, don't get me wrong, I love winning. I know you do too, Kathy. But it is so fun hosting giveaways. I love sending winning emails to people that they've, or sending a list. Like, of course, I don't have a Nectar of the Vine, so I'll be sending it to Karen. There's the pomegranate.
that's your favorite right there.
That's my favorite.
She likes it very, very. This is everybody's favorite. Pomegranate is.
I haven't tried that one yet. I'm on the ginger limeade right now, and I had the blood orange the other day. And what I did was, because I wasn't using the whole thing, I put them in mason jars.
And taped your label on?
Yeah. Well, actually, I just tucked it in the lid for now. I'm going to get some ribbon and tie the label around the neck.
There you go. You're going to have a whole slew.
I know. I had to find covered space. I'm like, uh-oh. We got a problem. Houston, we have a problem.
You're better than I am. When I don't use the whole bag, I do this. I roll it like this and I tape it, and then I put it in a little bag and...
Oh, no. I put it because then I can just scoop out what I need.
Yeah.
You have leftovers? Amateur.
I was waiting for you. I was waiting for that. This is the girl, I'm watching her first margarita video, and she's doing more than a freaking bar does from scratch. And I'm like,
okay. Kim, how come you are not working for Nectar of the Vine?
I have no idea.
I
wasn't when I ran into Nectar of the Vine. I was an Avon lady.
Oh, I love Avon.
Yep, I sold Avon for about 7 years.
Well, if they ever need another rep, I'm sure they would love to talk to you.
That's why I was asking about festivals and things, so I would know if something around here was having a festival. Say, hey, you might want to come down here.
Okay, so we actually our hiring model is changing a little bit, but it's changing for the better. Mm-hmm. And again, when I talk about how wonderful these people are, so yes, Bernadine said to me, they pay for everything, and they do, but I don't make as much money as the new model is going to be. So the new model, in essence, is going to be that people can come on and they can join. They can basically have a Nectar of the Vine franchise without paying some big franchise fee. And Nectar of the Vine will actually help you with, so we need a van, we need a slushy machine, we need the tables for our booth, we need our tent. They basically have this stuff. And so they're going to help if a new rep wants to come on and it's something they want to do. That way you can do the shows around your home. Whereas I travel everywhere from New England to South Florida. I cover the whole East Coast. Not everybody wants to do that. So Dave, let's see, Patty used to work for Heinz. They're a shell of what they used to be. Yeah. Kim and Patty, you guys both have that in common. I don't know if you guys know each other. But the employment opportunity is going to be really cool. However, if people don't want to go do the shows, because shows are hard work, and it's like, yeah, it's fun when you're in your booth and you're visiting with people, but the setup and the teardown and the travel, it's hard work, and I mostly do it by myself. But we've got a couple of other things coming up. We're starting a mobile bartending division. And so basically, as a rep, you're going to be able to buy the product for less than wholesale. And the mobile bartending thing, that's not really benefiting Nectar of the Vine, because you buying the product, you're not going to necessarily be selling the bags. At a wedding, you're going to be representing by serving slushies, and that's what's going to make you different from other mobile bartenders, is you're going to bring the slushie to the party. And you can make the slushies with just the water in your machine, and then at the wedding, the wine and the alcohol can just be added to the cup if that's what they want to do. Or it could be a wine only wedding, event, birthday, whatever. And then the third component is fundraising. We're actually developing a fundraising campaign where we're going to rebrand these, because what did we say? We're bringing manufacturing in-house. So we're going to be able to print whatever tags we want. And this will be lemon lime instead of margarita. Pomegranate will be pomegranate, but we're thinking like polar slushy. So you could do a fundraiser at an elementary school for the make it home slushy, the popsicles, the ice cubes, but then you could also go to colleges, fraternities, sororities, service clubs, and basically they're going to sell them for the same price we sell them for. So you as a rep go into a service club that needs a fundraiser, you're going to bring your slushy machine, you're going to let them taste them. They're going to get excited because they're like, oh my God, these are so good. They're going to sell them for the price we sell them for, $16, but they're going to make $8 in their fundraiser off every bag.
That's cool.
Once their orders are in, you as the representative are going to take them there,
And you know what? People are tired of chocolate bars. They want something new.
popcorn, wrapping paper.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
Like, this is totally new.
Yep.
So if somebody came with something new for a fundraiser, not to mention the margins are really good for the charity that's going to be, doing the fundraiser, because there's a reason they're doing a fundraiser.
Oh, $8 a bag. Totally. And I just saw a friend of mine who posted for her daughter, they're selling popcorn.
Yeah.
10 cups of popcorn that you pop in your microwave, $20 a bag. And I messaged her and I said, how much are you guys getting? They're getting 8. They're getting the same that they would get with the wine slushy mixes.
This is way more fun.
And you get a whole gallon of product. Ask me how I know.
There's going to be a number of ways for somebody who decides they want to come in. You're going to be known as an authorized buyer, is what it will be. You'll have all of the benefits of the Nectar of the Vine corporate lodging, of using our square for retail without having to pay that fee. There's a small fee that's going to be paid to Nectar of the Vine because I insisted that Anthony's mom started this company, and to pay homage to her, you have to pay for that 20 years of existing name recognition.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. So then if you bring somebody in, if I brought you in under the old model, once you train and you do 5 shows by yourself, I get a $500 referral fee. Well, what's going to happen with the new program is if you refer somebody or they say, hey, I want to do this, because we get it at shows all the time. Oh my God, I could sell the heck out of this. This is so fun. Okay. So if this is for you, if you like this model, then what would happen is you would mentor that person. You would give them the drill, you would train them, you would teach them. And the 5% that goes to Nectar of the Vine as basically the franchise fee is going to come to you as the mentor of that new person for the first year. So for the first year that person's on board, you want to see them succeed. So it's not really multi-level because it's just for the first year, but you have an interest in seeing them do it right and succeed. And you're the one answering the calls. And in exchange, Nectar of the Vine is going to forfeit their 5% to you to do that. So again, super fair, super great people.
Wow.
This is something
That is amazing.
As it's come up, this is something that I've helped them develop and worked with them on. So I know that it's going to be good. And now we're just trying to work out the little details. But like I said, somebody who needs a van and a machine and all of that stuff, they're going to work with them. I've got a single mom right now who's interested in doing it just locally, so she doesn't have to be away from home.
Yeah.
And they're going to work with her to help her get in the van, get the machine. So
Yeah. Yeah, Primetime says that's nice. Yeah, it is nice. It actually is nice that they're taking care of their people, because smart companies know that when you take care of your people will take care of you,
Oh, absolutely.
right? And
Absolutely.
thankfully, well, they have the products to back that up. I'm excited to see, like, as much as I love the gift packaging, new sleek like professional upgraded packaging.
Mm-hmm.
Sexy. So sexy.
You know, we're at fairs and festivals, and people bring their beers or their drinks, and they put them on the table and they spill. Rain. You know, I have clear shower curtain liners. I have to say that 5 times fast. That I keep in my bag because when it rains, I just spread those across my table, because when this tissue gets wet, it does dry, right? But when it gets wet, you have to be really careful that it doesn't tear. Because
Yeah.
wet tissue tears. So it's like having those foil bags, and it sounds to me like Anthony is trying to find a way to make the big bag big enough that you could mix in it without it being cumbersome. So I don't know if you have a big bag that somehow folds so that when you go to open it, you unstick it and it opens big enough to hold. Because I'm at shows all the time and people pick these up. And I know, Kim, you've held them, and Carolyn, you're holding one.
Yeah.
Never fails. Somebody will go, I don't understand. I'm like, well, what don't you understand? And let me show you what I showed him. This is what's in my booth. It's this picture. Take a bottle of wine and a bottle of water and your mix. You dissolve it and you put it in your freezer. And in about 5 hours, you're going to have a wine slushy. This is what they're looking at. But they're holding this and they're going, I don't understand. I'm like, what don't you understand? How do you get a bottle of wine and a bottle of water in this bag?
Yes, Wyoming, we are making alcohol slushies. Now, you can make them without alcohol. So for example, here, I'll read out the instructions. So peach mango, a wine slushie is 1 bottle of dry white wine. Oh, they said Chardonnay, Pinot Grigio, or Champagne. I bought Cabernet.
Cabernet Sauvignon.
So no, oh my gosh. I'm tired and I've had half a glass of wine. It's
I get it.
Sauvignon Blanc.
Dry white wine, typically. Dry
Yeah.
white wine.
And then the same of water, and then the whole mix and dissolve. But Kathy was showing us earlier, you dissolve the flavor. Then you pour it in a big container and freeze it. So that's for the wine slushies. But you could do a liquor slushie where you don't do the wine, you can pour in vodka or rum instead. Or if you want a single serving, you just take 1/3 of a cup. That's what I did here. And I did 1/3 of a cup of wine, 2 tablespoons of the mix, and then 1 cup of, I just put water and stuck it in the freezer. But then you can make alcohol for, so if you've got kids, you can do 3 cups of water, 4 cups of ice, and all the mix. And then the kids will feel like they have something fancy. And if you want to thin it out a little, you can always add some like club soda, 7-Up, Sprite, something clear that they could add to this. So basically, you can appease to anybody, whether it's wine, liquor, or nothing.
So it's not a dry wine mix. Our products are made with cane sugar, natural flavors. I want to say 9 of our mixes are natural cane sugar and all natural flavor. 2 of them
He's being funny.
2 of them are not gluten-free, are chocolate and are eggnog and pumpkin spice. 3 of them are not gluten-free. Otherwise, they're gluten-free.
Yeah.
So they're sugar mixes, but they're not artificial sugar. They're not artificial sweeteners. And if you're doing them without any kind of alcohol, make sure that if the kids don't drink them all, you freeze them in an ice cube tray or you freeze them in a popsicle mold. And if you do them in a popsicle mold, add some fresh fruit. Or even if you don't have fresh fruit, get a fruit cup. Drain the syrup off it, mix it in your slushy mix, and put it in a popsicle mold. And they make great summertime popsicles. In addition to, if you have your mix, whether it has alcohol in it or not, put it in an ice cube tray and then pop those ice cubes into your glass and then pour a little bit of vodka or a little bit of wine over it. And it will, the alcohol will melt the ice. So it's kind of like, instead of your ice watering down your drink, your ice is going to melt and make your drink. Which
Yeah.
actually, which actually is an invention idea I had eons ago, which was, I was going to call it designer ice. And it was basically just freezing fruit juice, crushing it, right? And then compressing it in a brick wrapped in paper so that you could have this brick in your freezer without it being a great big bag of cranberry juice or pineapple juice or something like that frozen. This brick that when you were having a party, you could just kind of drop it on your table, and because it was already crushed and then compacted, it would open and people could put the juice in their cocktail with the ice so that the cocktail would just get better as they held their drink and didn't drink it all. And if they did drink it all, they could crunch on the ice.
One time when I did a party and I knew I had enough time, I did an ice ring of the punch, like a lemonade, with all the fruit.
Yes.
I used the old cake thing.
Or the jello mold.
No, I didn't have a Jello mold. I used a bundt pan.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used a bundt pan and froze a ring, but when it melted, it was full. So you could do the same thing. You could do a punch. You could make up one of these, alcohol free.
Yep.
Freeze it in a bundt pan or a Jello mold. Put it in the big punch bowl.
Yeah.
And nothing would get watered down.
That's right. So Wyoming,
That's such a good idea.
alcohol to make the kids fall asleep. I have a funny story. When my son was little, I flew with him quite a bit, and the old NyQuil trick with your kids when you fly, and of course that's frowned upon because that's like drugging your kid. But number one, my pediatrician said, giving your child adult NyQuil is not wrong. It's how you dose it. Number one, properly dose it. And number two, if it makes them more comfortable when they fly, then there's nothing wrong with it. So I cheated and I put a little bit of the adult NyQuil in a child's Tylenol bottle. And I gave him just the right dose with a dropper. So I'm going to say the same. I would never advocate giving a child alcohol, unless it was dosed properly and approved by your pediatrician.
Yeah, my parents used to give us alcohol as cough syrup. I remember that actually when I was really little and I had a fever like nobody's business, and my grandma, oh my God, this is so funny. She gave me a hot toddy
Yes.
to drink.
Was
And I was out. But boy, did I feel better when I woke up.
Again, dose it properly.
Yeah, oh my God, to say my age, that was probably definitely more than, I'm the same age as Kathy, so it was more than 50 years ago she did that. That was, yeah, my great, God bless Grandma, she's long gone.
Hey, you know what? Our grandparents knew the way of the world, and somehow in all of the safety that's gone on with us raising our kids, somehow we're still alive. We grew up without seatbelts, we ate, we drank out of the
Yeah.
garden. I ate dog food. I actually ate plants out of the garden that I survived. We'll just leave it at that. But
Oh my God, we used to love pulling the carrots out before they were ready. My mom used to get so mad. But they were great. We were eating baby carrots before they were the rage. But
baby carrots in the grocery store are just whole carrots that have been, molded down and whittled down to look like baby carrots. So
yeah, our car seat used to be a square metal box.
well, you guys, let me recap.
So yeah, let's recap this so first, before you recap, let's recap why we're here on Contest Queen page and not Nectar of the Vine, because they're not at 1,000 followers yet, and you need 1,000 to go live on TikTok. And the funnest way that you can promote a product or service is to have a giveaway with a purpose in mind, which is to get them to 1,000 followers. So we're having 2 separate giveaways for Nectar of the Vine. The first one, you have to go to their website. It's nectarthevine.com/contest. And there's a Gleam widget that you enter. And you can get all types of entries. And there's a daily one. You can come back and keep entering every day to get entries in and you can win one of 5 prize packs. Now I've dismantled mine for this, but I did an unboxing on my page, but it is huge. And it's going to have like 6 of these in here and a bunch of bags and a t-shirt that just fell onto the floor that I can't even pull up to show you. Like, this thing is huge. It was so heavy when it showed up at my house. I was so excited. And so you're going to win one of that. And then I got this great, oh, you can't hardly see it because the logo is on the...
You can see it. You can see it.
Yeah, it's got the logo, and then Spike It How You Like It is on the back, which I think is the best slogan.
So if you can dream it, you can drink it.
You should have 2 different types of shirts.
Well, we'll see. I just made that one up at Christmas time.
Oh my God. I'm going to tell Anthony that. I'm going to steal your thunder. And he's going to be like, where did you get that? I think it's familiar. No, I forgot what it was. Then the second way, because I'm too busy pumping the giveaways. Then the second way is Kathy is posting here on TikTok, because of course we want to grow their TikTok following. We're very transparent about the reason we're giving stuff away. Is we want to get their following up. So they're going to host a TikTok giveaway, and you enter it. If you enter any type of sweepstakes, it's going to be just like an Instagram giveaway. You don't have to make a video. You don't have to create something and put a tag on it. No, you're going to go to Kathy's video. You're going to follow Nectar of the Vine. You are going to like the post, and you are going to comment which flavor you want to win, because we are going to be shipping sip and swag prize packs out. So if there's a particular flavor you like, we want to make sure that we will give you the flavor you want, right? So you can also go to Nectar the Vine and check out their products page. They have all kinds of cocktails. They have all kinds of, so you can go and peruse and say, okay, that's the one I want to try, and then come back and enter.
Yeah, there's lots of flavors, and you can get the seasonal flavors anytime. Our warm moldy spice is to die for. It is truly the flavor of Christmas, but I like to say that it's good anytime it's warm. Anytime you want something warm, it's amazing. Yeah, it's really, really good. But yes. So super fun. Wine slushy mixes, liquor cocktail mixes, non-alcoholic mixes. We have a TikTok shop. Anybody who orders this weekend till the end of the day on Sunday, and even if it comes in Monday morning, we're going to throw in some of our adult juice box bags that are super fun. Mine's thawed out. But you know what? You know what's cool about this? Kim, what do we know about this?
You can refreeze it.
Stick it right back in the freezer.
And reuse it. If you wash it, you can reuse it too.
Oh yeah, these bags, wash them with some dish soap and warm water and use them over and over and over. The same thing with the mixing bags. Yeah. So, you're not going to throw that cocktail away.
You know what I do when I wash bags like this? This is my drying tip. Everybody has the utensil jug by the stove. So I hang them over the wood spoons so that the air can still get inside to dry them out.
Yep.
So George will come in the kitchen and he's like, oh, he goes to get something to make like something on the stove, and he has to like get through this jungle of bags. But they're fantastic.
So these juice box bags, I tell people, and I'll tell you guys, so when you win them and you get some, I always tell them, pop your hand in there and open it up.
Okay, because you gotta open up the bottom to make it stand up.
You fill it to the top of our logo line. If you fill it past that logo line, it's gonna, when you close it.
Oh, I was very careful. I passed that, but I made sure I could still close it. I was very gentle.
That sound, but I don't know. Let's all be quiet for a second and see if you can hear this. Can you hear that?
That's a little late. Oh, you have to do an ASMR video for the company. You're going to do one ASMR. I'm going to make you do one.
No, you know what it'll be? It'll be the scratching of the icy in the freezer.
You do it little bits of what? You do one where it's the crunching, and then you add another clip where it's the scraping, and then you have another one where it's just the blender, and then you have another one where you're tapping the bag.
Oh my!
You have to do an ASMR video for the company.
Kim, what did you just say?
I said I'm not following that one. Oh my god.
No, I
But
only
you know
did
what? It's just fun to try different things, isn't it? Like as a
yeah.
creator, like you make videos. Isn't it fun just to do something that's not what you normally do,
It
just to
is.
try it?
It is.
It
It is.
You
is.
should just try
I,
it.
I make people, when I give them juice box bags in my booth, I make them snap that because that zipper is so freaking off the hook good. I mean, seriously, I closed it and there's air in it and it's spinning.
Right.
This is so freaking good.
They're fun. There's so many.
They
Oh,
are
and
good.
I didn't even tell you can bake with them. A half of a half of one of these pouches in a white cake mix will make your cake that flavor. And it's even better with, like, I've done it with the strawberry. Add a little fresh strawberries to it. So good. People will want to know, oh my God, how did you make the strawberry cake?
Now, do the extra where you do the butter and the extra egg and the oil on top of that?
Look at you. It's the extra egg and you replace your water with milk.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is.
That's your box cake mix to scratch. And typically, yes, I do. I
And
do.
then you do that, and then you throw in
You just
and
add,
half a bag of that.
yeah, half
Oh
a
my
bag
God, that's gonna be so good.
and throw it, just dice up. I diced up like a half a cup of strawberries. It wasn't even very much. And then I iced it in whipping cream.
You know
So,
what? My dad is celiac, and those gluten-free cake mixes aren't always the best. But I bet you because his birthday's in the summer, if I take a gluten-free cake mix, up it with the egg and the milk, which is still fine, and put in that cake mix is going to be over the top, and he can eat it.
yeah, it's really, really crazy cool. The same thing with sugar cookies. People who are cookiers, replace the sugar in your sugar cookie recipe with our flavors. And I did it with 4 flavors. I did it with apple pie, I did it with strawberry, I did it with pomegranate, and I did it with ginger limeade. And I will tell you what, I thought that the flour was gonna bring the flavor down, like it was gonna flatten it.
Yeah.
And it didn't. You could taste all of those cookies and
Oh,
know.
wow.
So there's lots of fun things that you can do with these. I mean, for the price of a bag, I wouldn't make cookies with them all the time. But if you have a special occasion, and like Carolyn with you, like with your dad, and you want to make something extra special,
I
and
will totally make him something extra special this summer, because that would be fantastic. Because in the last couple of years, ever since he was diagnosed, we've had to come up with, like, one year I did a flan, like
yeah.
one of those custard flans. And
Mhm.
everyone was like, this is weird because we have the candles and the
No
custard.
baked cheesecake.
And yeah,
Flavored
and I've had to do coconut macaroons because there's no flour in them.
Yeah.
But this would be fantastic because he hasn't had a cake in like
Yes.
5 years.
You can bake with these. You can bake with these. And
I'm going to get some gluten-free cake mix, and I'm going to make him a special cake this year. That's going to be over the top.
anybody who follows us on TikTok, if you message Nectar of the Vine, you're communicating with me. I'm Kathy. Hi. Nice to meet you. If you message, you're talking to me. So if you have a question, if you want to know about baking, I have a little document that I share in my booth that has these tips and tricks on it. So yeah, I mean, there's lots of fun things you can do.
I just had an idea. Whatever cake mix you use, whatever flavor, you can take 2 tablespoons and mix it in with the whipping cream and cover it with more of the same flavor. And then if you do blood orange or if you do strawberry, you put those over the top. Oh my God, it's going to be so good.
Yeah, or complementary flavors, do different flavors. But yeah, there's lots of things that you can do with them that are not just the drinks. In fact, we have a blog on our website, and on the blog there's recipes, and that's another one of the projects that we're working on, is pulling all of these recipes together, and not to make a cookbook that we're going to charge you for. That might come down the road and be much nicer, but my initial instinct is to create a recipe book that you can go to our website and you can just download for free, and you can print just the recipe you want. So if it's a PDF, just download it, and that way you don't have to spend the paper printing it. We don't have to print it and ship it.
I have such a good idea. At some point, you've got to have a recipe contest.
Oh, that would be fun.
One for drinks
Kim's already in with that.
and one for food.
Yeah.
And then you could win, I don't know, I want to say a year's supply of stuff. It would be a big prize.
Well, here's the thing. If somebody's baking with these, they would totally want to win a year's supply because, like I said, as a baker, I'm a frugal person. You know, I have a household. I'm not wealthy. So to spend $16 on a bag, a 10-ounce bag of sugar flavor, if it's something special, yes, I will do it. Will I do it for all my cookies? Absolutely not. So yeah, if
Yeah,
I
but for something special, I think this is such a good idea. We're gonna have to figure that one out, but that's later. We got to get the events thing on first. We've got to get the Instagram and the TikTok going because we're gonna make Karen do videos next.
oh, Karen's doing videos. Karen,
Where are they? I didn't see them on the
oh yeah,
Instagram
if you go on
feed.
Instagram, any of those videos making drinks, her videos are beautiful. Making the drinks. Yeah, they're there.
Why did I not see any of those?
You were browsing. Breezy
Ugh.
browsing. All right, prime time. You need to go make sure that you're following us because I think we're going to be interacting and we've already got Kim on the team because she's live with us, so she's already been recruited. And SJ, who is Evil Doll Sweets on TikTok. That girl, she's all about the drinks and the alcohol. Scares me a little bit. Actually, it's kind of a funny story. I was at an RV show and this group of young people came up to the booth and they were all laughing and talking about how they got hammered and wasted and drunk in this campfire camping trip, right? All that kind of stuff. They're young. They're completely appropriate for their age, what they were sharing. And so as they got ready to leave, well, you guys, have fun and be safe. And if you can't be safe, don't get caught or something like that. I said, and mostly don't die. And this one woman said, well, if you die, I got you. I can take care of you. And I went, what? I said, come on now, if you're dead, you're dead. She's like, oh no, I'm a mortician. Did not see that coming.
No.
I said, well, okay, have fun, be safe, and if you do die, hopefully it's not the mortician who dies, you're in good hands.
That's
Yeah.
so funny.
That was a funny one. It's like, yeah, I'm a mortician. You don't meet many morticians in your day-to-day life.
No. Actually, I did work for a cemetery company for a while. Worked on I trained their salespeople on a new program. And I had to go from cemetery to cemetery
What
to
did
each sales department.
what did you train them on?
Because this is how old I am. When the Y2K was coming through, they had to change over all the software. And
Right.
I worked with the company that was doing all the training for the software.
Got
So
it.
they were the clients. So I had to go from cemetery to cemetery and do presentations and then teach them
So you
the
weren't
new
teaching
program.
cemetery stuff. You were just teaching the program.
No, I was teaching the salespeople who sold the cemetery plots and sold the packages, but they had to know how to put it into the computer. So I was teaching them the new software system. But boy, it's a little bit of awakening if you're having a bad day and then you drive into the cemetery and you think, any of these people would give anything to have one bad day, and
One
then your
more,
day didn't seem so bad.
right? Yeah, no kidding.
I know this took a morbid turn. I shouldn't be drinking at night.
Come on. When else are you going to drink? You can't day drink when you're
I
working.
did. At
Listen.
Christmas time, George did take me out day drinking, which I don't usually. The only time I ever do that is at an all inclusive.
Or on vacation.
Yeah,
So-
on vacation.
I did make the chocolate. So one of my very first shows, this group of women came up with 10 bags. And when you come to my show, they're $10 each if you buy 10. So they came up and they bought 10 bags. And I'm thinking, what are these ladies doing? Like, this is like hot chocolate in my mind, right? Why are they buying 10 bags? Then my next show, it happened again. And I said, well, why are you buying 10 bags? She says, these make the best chocolate martinis. She goes, I don't know what it is about your chocolate mix. She said, it's so decadent and so delicious. This is what we drink. So we can't find you at every show. So we buy 10 every time we find you. All right. So Christmas rolls around and I finally decide I'm going to figure out what the deal is with this chocolate. So I followed the hot chocolate instructions in the tag and I did it with peppermint vodka. I could not even drink a whole cup of it. It was so rich and so delicious. It was decadent. Like it was
Wow.
almost like drinking melted chocolate. Almost. So I did learn that I didn't use quite enough water. I was supposed to use water and milk, so that was why it was so rich. But I added more, and it was still really, really decadent. And I didn't drink it all, so I saved it in the fridge. And I feel like reheating it all the time, so I just put it in my coffee like creamer. Dave goes, "You know that has vodka in it?" And I went, "Yeah." And what are you? I'm all. Are you like that?
Oh my God, that's a good idea. I've been seeing people on TikTok make coffee creamer, like without oil and all that, and the natural coffee creamers that last like, 2 weeks in your fridge.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you can make.
You could just use our chocolate spiked with peppermint, or just with vodka, or with whiskey, or with what is it? Irish cream, or
But even if you wanted it non-alcoholic, you could do it as a coffee creamer every morning.
oh well, with the pumpkin spice. The pumpkin spice I just spoon into my coffee. That's the first way I had this pumpkin spice. So I made my own pumpkin spice coffees, and before I ever tried it with the milk, and the pumpkin spice is really.
Oh, I
really
need
good.
one of those when I come see you.
I'll bring you everything, my friend.
I'll bring you
all.
fast.
Yes.
Okay, so people have to go enter, follow you,
I'm going to post the video.
and stay tuned because I'm going to North Carolina and Kathy and I are going to hang out. So you're going to see more videos of the two of us wreaking havoc.
Drinking, maybe, not, maybe, drinking, we'll see.
We'll see.
Well, Primetime Wyoming, thank you guys. I want to see who else is here. Kim, thank you for joining
We've got
us.
8 of us here right now.
Awesome. Share with your friends. Let's get that following up. And I told a handful, so the people that we sent PR packages to, and Kim's one of them, I just said, look, you're in on the ground level with us. And, as long as I'm here, you're going to be part of the inner circle. And anybody can really be part of our inner circle if they want to be. A lot of people don't, and that's okay. But there's going to be lots of fun giveaways coming, and
oh my God, it's so much fun. I love it. Yeah, because I like it when there's so many different ways you can use a product.
Oh yeah. Well, and once we get into manufacturing, maybe we can even pull the sugar out of it and just bring the flavors to the baking world. So then you could use it in so many different capacities, and even potentially, the non-sugar thing is tricky. So we like stevia, we like agave, monk fruit. The problem is with the slushy part of the program is that the sugar is what makes it slushy.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And it's nice slushy. I don't want to take away the slush.
When you take the sugar away from it, you take the slush. And if you bring in like a stevia product, then you vilify the sugar product.
Yeah.
There's all these things. There's all these like smart people things. When you're trying to develop something to please everybody, and ultimately you can't please everybody. And Carol intended this to be a fun way to drink wine differently and to have cocktails with your friends, not necessarily every day, but to have fun. And so we're going to honor Carol tonight and
Yep, International Women's Day to Carol.
Carol.
And I think that's the way we should end this, to Carol.
I concur. Kim, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Oh, so nice meeting you.
We're going to be working together. I feel it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, sis. Well, take care, you guys. I'm going to post this video and our contest, and let's get it up and let's share it, and let's grow. Let's grow
Oh my
together.
God, so fun. Okay, bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh, this thing does not want to end. Here we go. Bye, everybody. Why does this not want to end? Oh, here we go.